Alright, once again I am making a video responding to Jerry Coyne and some of the arguments he used in a talk in 2009 that's available on YouTube on why evolution is true. And one of the arguments he used was he showed how in the fossil record diatoms will change in size as you go up or down in the fossil record. And what it ended up looking like was basically a zigzag. I wish I could show you guys a picture. He looked like a zigzag pattern. How sometime as you went up in the fossil record, which if you go up in the fossil record, then according to the traditional view of geology, young Earth creationists have a slightly different view. But as you go up, you will get gradually younger and younger. As you go deeper in the geological record, or as you go deeper in the fossil layers, the fossils get gradually older and older. And he showed how over time the diatoms, which are a type of algae with a hard glass outer shell, and it's actually quite beautiful. If you get a chance to look up, I recommend googling diatoms online. They're very beautiful. They look like gems, and I think they really do show the handiwork of. They show the beauty of God's design in nature. Now, what Jerry Coyne did was he showed that over time they change in size and shape, or they change in size. He didn't really focus on shape so much, and he also showed how there was one lineage and then it branched into two. And he said one thing he said in his talk, he was talking about a different section, so I don't want to be accused of quoting him out of context. He was talking about how he was talking about something else, like I said, and he said, this absolutely violates the prediction that all life appeared at one time and never changed again. And then he went on to say, completely refuting what the Discovery Institute or most creationist organizations maintain. Now, of course, this is if he had taken 5 minutes to go to a creationist website before writing his book and going on his going on YouTube and going on in front of a bunch of people and saying that creationists believe that things were created at one point and then never changed ever since, he would have known that his claim about creationists is just plain not true. Young Earth creationists specifically believe that the original life forms are created on during 6 literal days of the creation week, and after that they've gradually changed over time. I'm about to make a video on the creationist orchard versus the evolutionary tree of life, and those of you who are educated in science will probably understand the analogy pretty well just from that one sentence, but I still recommend checking out the video that I'm going to be making. But the idea of the creationists or the Discovery Institute, which is an intelligent design group, believe that things don't change over time is a complete straw man. That means it's an argument that we don't make, but the opponents will say, well, this is what they argue, and they just prop up this false argument that's easy to knock down. But it's not an argument that we make. We don't claim that all life was created at one point and then never changed. We never made that claim. It's not historical. It's not something we've ever made. The only place that creationists make this claim is in the evolutionist imagination. Anyway, I'm not going to directly accuse Jerry Coyne of lying, but had he taken 5 minutes out of his day to check the creationist organization, he would know that's not what they believe at all. Creationists and intelligent design people, including the Discovery Institute, and the Discovery Institute is intelligent design, not creation. To lump the two together is like saying that Mormonism and Islam are the same thing. They're just plain not. Or to say that Republicans and communists or Democrats and Nazis believe in the same thing. It's not. It's just lumping two groups together because you don't like them. It's very dishonest. I know that creationists and intelligent design proponents agree on some things. Well, intelligent design and evolutionists will agree on others, and creationists will disagree with those two groups. And there's different people have different views, and that doesn't mean you're part evolutionist just because you believe that things change over time. It doesn't mean that. I mean, the Bible says things change over time. The creationists have always believed that things changed over time. Edward Blyth, who I mentioned in some of my other videos, he was the first person to propose the idea of natural selection. He just called it something else, and he was a younger, or I believe he was a young Earth creationist. Again, guys, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting to check if he was a young Earth or an old Earth creationist, but I'm pretty sure he was a young Earth creationist. And he wrote several decades before Darwin. It was either 40 or 60. And guys, again, I am sorry, I forgot to check that number. I forgot to double check that number again, also. But it's either 40 or 60 years before Darwin that he wrote. And what? I mean, just with the idea that creationists think that things don't change is just sheer and utter nonsense. And creationists think that things change. We think that things branch. For example, you have dogs. We believe that all of the dogs in the world, now this is a quick illustration, dingoes, coyotes, hyenas, common dogs you have in, just the pet, Canis domesticus, just a regular dog, that they all come from some common ancestor. We believe they came from two dogs that were on Noah's Ark, and these dogs were a part of the original dog kind that God created in the Garden of Eden. So the idea that we think that things don't change, that we think that things don't branch, is sheer and utter nonsense. And it's really dishonest for Jerry Coyne to be going around making these claims about creationists and making claims about Discovery Institute, which are just plain not true. Had he taken 5 minutes to go look at the Discovery Institute, he would see that what he was claiming was just plain not true. Discovery Institute does not think that all life appeared at one time and never changed again. They've never advocated that, and the Discovery Institute doesn't even think that all life generally. Michael Behe, who's one of their big names, he's a biochemist who really was basically the equivalent of Darwin in the intelligent design movement. He believes that life was created gradually over the course of billions of years. And, every now and then, God modified the organisms as they went. And that's his view of intelligent design, and this directly contradicts evolution. And I'll explain, of course, what evolution says is that everything happens purely naturally. It's not guided by an outside intelligence, by definition. Now, some of you will probably get mad at me and leave comments there saying that I don't understand evolution, but yes, I do. And that's one of the fundamentals of evolution, is that it's not guided by an outside intelligence. Anyway, this is my response to Jerry Coyne was saying about diatoms and about how change over time proves Darwinian evolution, because it doesn't. God bless, guys, and I want you to remember Proverbs 18 verse 17, which says, "He who is first to present his case seems right until another comes forward and questions him." In other words, always make sure to hear both sides, because the first person you hear is going to always sound right. God bless y'all, and have a wonderful day.